What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are recapping the New York Giants defeating the New York Jets 32-31. This was the game we've been looking for as Giants fans, something to get us hyped up coming into the season, because these past two preseason games, besides this one, so the first two preseason games were completely boring, exhausting, tiring, and frustrating all at the same time, but this one was pretty good against a team that we play every year in the New York Jets, the Snoopy Bowl as we call it, and the Giants come out victorious. The starters played absolutely phenomenal. The offense once again did struggle, but we did see the running game start to develop against a somewhat decent Jets defense front seven. So I think we played good as far as the starters go. Like I said, we did run the ball quite well. Not too great, but not too bad as well. I think Paul Perkins had like 6 rushes for 33 yards or something like that. That's over 5 yards a carry, so I'm happy with that. Orleans Darkwa, he played a little bit with the second stringers as well, but I don't think he had. I think he had 7 rushes for 21 yards, so that's not good. That's 3 yards a carry, but he did score a touchdown, our only offensive touchdown. He did score. Right up the middle is what I like in Orleans Darkwa. He's able to power his way through defenders, and that's probably the only running back on our roster that is able to do so. So he's probably going to be our guy in goal line situations. So yeah, so the running game did play pretty well, and the offensive line, as far as pass protection, did play pretty well. Besides that, on that Eli Manning interception, John Jerry got completely dismantled by, I believe it was Sheldon Richardson, completely dismantled. I mean, he made him fall to the ground. Sheldon Richardson made John Jerry fall to the ground. That was pretty bad by John Jerry. John Jerry isn't too bad of an offensive lineman, so I'm not completely worried. It was just, a mishap. John Jerry really doesn't allow that many sacks, so or pressures like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Eli Manning just threw it up. And actually, Roger Lewis had a touchdown there. That would have been a touchdown if Eli Manning had a clean pocket. Roger Lewis completely beat out the corner, and that would have been a touchdown. The safety was nowhere to be found. So there's that. But it was an interception, unfortunately, so it is what it is. And moving on to the wide receivers, Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall, as you guys know, did not play. Again, it's precautionary. Odell can miss the opener against Dallas, week 1. It's a possibility. That's what a lot of people are saying, but we'll see about that. Brandon Marshall, I'm not very worried about whatsoever. I think it's just precautionary, a shoulder injury. It's nothing serious. There's no attention as far as, the coaching staff mentioning it, that it's going to be something serious. So I don't think Brandon Marshall's going to miss any time. I think they're just hoping he rests up, and they want him at 100% against Dallas. Same thing with Odell. So if any guys get injured whatsoever, and they're just gonna pull him out the game. So they don't want to risk any more extensive injuries in the preseason. So I'm completely fine with that. So our starters at wide receiver was Sterling Shepard, Roger Lewis, and Travis Rudolph. And boy, did these 3 men ball out last night, guys. I mean, give it up. Everybody kept telling us, "Oh, Odell is our offense. Odell revitalized Eli's career, and Brandon Marshall is gonna do the same thing." But look what Eli was doing out there with Travis Rudolph, an undrafted free agent, and Roger Lewis, who's an inconsistent receiver. We did have Sterling Shepard out there, so that was a good thing, of course. But all 3 of these guys made plays. All three of these guys made highlight catches, at least one highlight catch. Sterling Shepard with that that outside route going. It was sort of a corner route, but it was very smooth in the corner. It wasn't a deep cut. It was a very smooth corner route, and he caught it on tight coverage. Eli Manning just lobbed it up and caught it in tight coverage. And then we move on to Roger Lewis, who did have a bad drop early on in the first half, but immediately the play after, Roger Lewis ran a great slant route and caught it in traffic for the first down. and that helped us in the red zone. That was a red zone catch on a slant route. And then Travis Rudolph, if you guys seen what he did, I mean, he caught right over a defender, completely bailed out. I think it was Josh Johnson that threw that ball. Completely bailed out Josh Johnson and ran for like 60 yards or something, like 67 yards. I think, no, it was a 57-yard reception. So I don't know what route it was because the camera wasn't face towards it. I assume it was a curl or a comeback route. But great play by Travis Rudolph, and definitely making a case. This game definitely made a case for him to make the roster. He made 2 great catches. So we'll see what happens with Travis Rudolph and Roger Lewis. That battle taking place right now. So then we move on to the defense. I mean, how can you miss out on the defense? Again, this whole preseason, every single game, the defensive line have been looking extremely well. Olivier Vernon and JPP are just a force this year. They look, I mean, like I said, it is the preseason. I get that, but they look way better than they did last year. Last year, they got off to a rough start. They were getting pressures, but they weren't getting sacks. Now they're getting consistent pressure, and they're getting sacks. JPP had a safety, so a great job by the defensive line. The defensive tackles were stopping the run. Like I said, we are struggling. I don't know why. Between the A and B gaps, which should be our strong suit in stopping the run, we're struggling a little bit on that, but I hope we clean that up come the regular season. But we are giving a little bit up as far as that goes. We're letting the running back stay in the gaps a little too long. He's on his feet a little too long in those gaps, and he's able to get to the second level, and that's not what I want to see. So hopefully we clean that up. How about the secondary playing extremely well? Landon Collins for a pick 6. And then we got Janoris Jenkins, who completely leveled Robbie Anderson. And the ball, as he caught the ball, Janoris Jenkins leveled him. The ball stood in the air. Dante Dion was in a position to catch the ball. And you got to give it up to Dante Dion. I know a lot of people are giving it up to Janoris Jenkins as well. But how smart was Dante Dion to get off his man? It was man coverage. How smart of you to get off your man as the ball is coming to a guy that's not, you're not covering, and able to be there, whether it's to make the tackle or to pick the ball off. And in this case, it was to pick the ball off, and he ran for a pick 6. So great football IQ by Dante Dion. He's another guy making a case to make the roster. He did struggle. Don't get me wrong. He did struggle. He did fall a couple times this game. I believe 2 or 3 that I could count. He did fall while the ball was in the air, and was able to, he allowed some catches. So he did struggle, but he's got to clean that up. But right now he's looking like the guy for the 4th cornerback spot. So, because Michael Hunter has been struggling as of late too, and Valentino Blake, we all know, is complete trash. So, secondary playing pretty well. Can't knock the defense whatsoever. How about Calvin Munson? Have you guys been watching Calvin Munson? He's also making a case to make this roster at middle linebacker. I don't know if they're going to play him at any other spots right now, but he is playing middle linebacker and doing a damn good job at it. Secure tackling, not letting the ball carriers escape your tackles is a key thing when playing linebacker, and he's definitely doing a great job at that. And then we move on to Jonathan Casillas, who has also been playing extremely well in this preseason, just like last year, which earned him the starting job. JT Thomas did get injured, but Jonathan Casillas definitely filled in that role pretty nicely last year, and he's picking up right where he left off in the preseason, tackling for losses, having very good secure tackles, wrapping up, able to spin down the defender. Great job by Jonathan Casillas. This linebacker core is, again, not great, but it's definitely improving. It didn't play too bad last year, and they're getting better this year. We've got some young guys, hopefully developing. So, and Devon Kennard has been looking pretty quiet. I barely noticed him on the field. I did notice him getting some pressure while he was pass rushing, so I like that. But I want to see him do better in coverage. That's definitely where he struggles at, is coverage. So I want to see him do better at that. And then we move on. Avery Moss, our 5th round draft pick. He's been getting some great pressure as of late. He's looking really good right now. You're definitely noticing 91 when he is on the field. The problem is he's not able to finish. He gets to the quarterback so quickly that, you know, no other guys are there with him, and it's just one-on-one quarterback and Avery Moss, and he's not able to win those battles because he's not very elusive, doesn't have very good agility. So, I mean, once Bryce Petty made a step, Avery Moss got his ankles completely broken, and that happened a couple times. Avery Moss is not able to finish. I seen him do it against Deshaun Kaiser. He wasn't able to get to Deshaun Kaiser in the Cleveland game last week. So definitely Avery Moss needs to be able to finish when it comes to those, getting to the quarterback, because a lot of times he's the first one there to get to the quarterback, and it's one-on-one, and he's not going to win that at all. But he is forcing constant pressure, and I'm liking what I'm seeing out of our 5th round draft pick. We move on to Wayne Gallman. How about Wayne Gallman? How about his vision last game, guys? How about his vision against the Jets? This guy waited patiently, kept his feet, kept moving his feet like Paul Perkins needs to learn how to do, but definitely kept his feet moving, waiting for a hole to develop. Went through a hole. When that closed up, went to another hole. When that closed up, went to another one. I saw that there was one play in particular where he ran right through the B gap, and a hole was there. It closed up pretty quickly, then went to another hole, closed up pretty quickly, then went to another hole. It was phenomenal to see. I want to see Wayne Gallman do well in this running back by committee. I want to see a lot of running backs, play well. Whatever running back is called, I want to see the same production on the field. And Wayne Gallman is definitely making a case to get some more snaps in the regular season. So I can't wait to see what we get out of 22 this season. Davis Webb did not play very well this game, but he did make one catch that one throw that I really liked. He was getting pressure. The offensive line broke down. That's definitely what we need to work on too. The backup offensive line didn't play very well. But Davis Webb rolled out the pocket, had to scramble to the right, was about to throw the ball out of bounds, finds Will Tye for, I think, about a 7-yard reception. But what a throw that was from the young quarterback. He was just about to throw it out of bounds. I thought he was throwing it out of bounds because that's what it looked like. He was, 1 foot away from the sideline. Just lobs it up for, not even lobs it up, it was a bullet pass across his body, actually, to Will Tye. And Will Tye made a good catch and was able to get out of bounds. So, as far as Davis Webb goes, I want to see him start almost the whole game next week. You guys know the fourth preseason game really doesn't matter to the starters. They barely play, if not at all. They do not play the fourth preseason game. So I want to see Davis Webb get the start. We know what we see. We see enough from Geno Smith and Josh Johnson. We saw enough of that. So I want to see Davis Webb out there. I want him to start most of the game, if not the whole game. I want to see what we get out of him. No matter what happens, if he throws 4 picks or he throws 4 touchdowns, I want to see what we get from Davis Webb. We drafted him for a reason. He's supposed to be the heir to the New York Giants, at quarterback. So I want to see him start next week. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This was a pretty good game. The Giants win 32-31. And at halftime it was 29-3. So, as far as the starters goes, you really can't ask for anything more than that. We are progressing, hopefully. Hopefully we get some touchdowns against New England. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.